All right, welcome ladies to our team meeting on enrolling. I'm just looking at the chat. You girls can always unmute yourself and interrupt at any time. This is not by any means like supposed to be like my presentation to you. I actually asked my leaders to help me with covering some of our topics today. So if you're new to the team, because we have had, I wish I would have counted. I forget how many now we are on, but we have so many new teammates this month. January is always huge for enrolling, and that's super exciting. So if you're new, welcome to Team Nail Bling Queens. We are so excited to have you. You're also on my uplines team, Nail Vibes Nation. I'm representing Fingernail Fashionistas tonight. We just did our mega party with them, and then we're also on Team Nailed It with Kelly France, our Diamond National Executive. She's like top of the top, and I'm going to be referencing some of them and their stuff tonight. So first of all, I guess if you don't know me, my name is Rachel Latinette. I am one of your senior executive directors, and I have been working with your senior directors and possibly, if you're on Heather's team executive, to plan your December and January enrolling challenge tasks for some Kate Spade bags that look like this. Some might look like that. And that one's on the ground. It might look like one of these. So we just got purses galore to give out for free for working your business. And I had a bunch of winners that I still have to ship these out to, but I've got some more to draw as well. So anyways, if you want to win a Kate Spade purse, stay tuned to all the different things that you can be doing to be working on enrolling and be entered to win these purses. So I believe they've all posted in their team spaces. Ashley, I don't remember. Ashley, did you get this in your team space yet? I knew I saw a couple of them, but anyways, this graphic here, final push, enrolling challenge task, final push. There's about to be in Shorty's stylist group, and there's already in some of the other senior director groups. So you might be under Liz Kroll or Ashley Short or Jamie Lewis, or if you're under Jamie, then you're also under Heather, but you could also be under Heather and not be under Jamie. So if you don't know how to see who your uplines are, just know that in the virtual office, you can go under like profile, and then you can see all your uplines. So just ask someone if you need help to see whose team you are on. But basically, if you're in a chat with some of those ladies, that means that you're on their team. But you're all on my team, so that's why I'm here with everybody too. On that graphic in your senior directors groups and Heather's group too as executive, we have a list of things that we took from, if you were here in June, remember when we did our June enrolling challenge, and every day I gave away a retired set, and that was really fun. I can't wait till summer where we can do fun things again when we don't have to all be teaching. We have a lot of teachers, a lot of leaders are teachers too. But anywho, we took a bunch of those tasks from our June enrolling challenge, and we condensed them, and we took out some that maybe won't have as immediate results with enrolling. And so tonight we're going to go over all of those things from that list. But first, I want to talk about something really important that was addressed in the team chat like last week, which is why we're here, because there were a lot of questions and concerns about enrolling. So I said, let's just plan a little chat and talk about it. So again, at any time, if anyone has anything to add or questions, please unmute yourself, interrupt me. But I just want to talk about the enrolling mindset. So what was mentioned in the chat group last week was feeling icky about enrolling. And if you're feeling icky about enrolling, that means that you might have the wrong mindset about it. So whenever we're thinking about enrolling, there's totally an enrolling mindset, 100%, and you have to get out of your brain that you are doing something icky. Instead, you need to think about why you're sharing this product and why you're sharing this opportunity. Because as women, when we find a product that we love, we tell our friends about it, right? If something saves time, if something is fun, if something makes us feel pretty and it's affordable, we tell our friends, right? So that's how you should feel when you're selling the product, right? As a shares woman instead of a saleswoman. So when you think about the opportunity, I want you to think of it kind of like that. Think about, why do you love being on this team? Why do you love being a stylist, and how it has blessed your life? It could be doing the same thing for someone else that could really, really need it. So I want you to kind of keep more of an open mind when it comes to enrolling, and if you always have that mindset that you're just sharing something that could really bless someone else's life, then you shouldn't feel icky about it at all. Especially if there's a reason for you to reach out to someone about why they should be considering the opportunity, there's definitely not a reason to feel icky. So for example, I have a customer who I have been sharing the opportunity with because she spends so much money with me. That would, to me, feel, I mean, I'm not kidding. She spends hundreds a month with me. And that would, to me, feel selfish of me to not make sure that she knows that she could have this opportunity and save money on her own, you know, money back on her sets, as well as hostess rewards. And she has her whole family and friends addicted. And so that is why I'm sharing that opportunity with her. But, you know, there's always tons of different reasons to share the opportunity. But just think of it more as you are sharing something that has blessed your life, and it could do the same for someone else who really needs it. So does anyone have anything to add about the enrolling mindset, or, you know, how to kind of think outside of feeling icky about bringing up the opportunity or offering the opportunity? I will say too, if you have been there, like I have, where somebody is reaching out to you randomly and saying the "hey girl" message, like you haven't talked to them in forever, and they just are like, "hey, I just want you to," or "I'm just wondering if you want to try my product," or "I'm just wondering if you want to join my team," and you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, and B, we haven't talked in ages. That's the kind of thing that probably does feel icky, and that's why we always stress creating relationships and fostering relationships, and that's how it can naturally lead to offering the product and the opportunity. But yeah, we don't need to cold message people in Color Street, which is awesome. So if you feel like you have to do that, then really try to think about some of the things that we are talking about here tonight. Let's see. I hate "hey girl." Building relationships is how you do it. I'm reading at what Lynette wrote, which takes longer, but it makes the bond between you and your stylist stronger. For sure, Lynette. I actually have someone I'm gonna talk about on my dream team that's supposed to be enrolling tonight, and I've had her on my dream team for a year because I didn't even know her at first, and I had to create a relationship with her, get her to try the product, and all that stuff. So anywho, all right, we're gonna go ahead and dive into this list. So if you want to look, like if you want to look at the notes, again, I'm looking at the notes that your senior directors have on this graphic in their teams that says final push, enrolling challenge task. And then Lynette says she has a girl who's going to sign up this coming week, and we have bonded over Outlander. Go figure. Was she a Monica fan? Lynette and Monica's book club. But the other thing I was going to mention too is I guess the other thing that was brought up in the chat was about how, like, some of you have goals to reach, and you know, you're trying to enroll because of those goals, and of course we all have goals. We all have, you know, we want to hit circle of excellence, we want to grow our teams, blah blah blah. But if you stop focusing so much on "I just need another stylist, I just need another person to join my team," and you start really focusing on just always consistently doing all the things, and we're going to talk about how you can remember to do those, because Kelly France has a list of recruiting checklist items that you can kind of, you know, post and always kind of go back to that and make sure that you're still doing all the things. But if you really focus on not focusing so much on you, but really sharing the opportunity to bless someone else's life, and you know, reasons that someone really would be good as a stylist, or why you would love to have them on their team, on our team, which, I mean, don't you guys think we're kind of a fun team? I mean, I would want to be on this team personally, but that's just me. I'm a little biased. Anyways, okay, let's move on to that list here. So we're gonna start with talking about creating a list of potential stylists. So once you have your mindset that is ready to enroll, and I like the word enroll instead of recruit. I feel like recruit sounds a little bit dirtier. I don't know why. I've always thought that recruit, it's like I'm trying to get you, instead of like I'm just enrolling this new stylist, helping her to start her own journey. So I like the word enroll. So once you have the enrolling mindset, you can call it whatever you want, but we have to start somewhere, right? So who the heck are we gonna try to enroll, right? So that's where you're gonna create a list of potential stylists. And so me, if I go to my phone, I always have a long list of potential stylists. So people that just buy a crap ton, someone that's hosted a party. And you know what? I have a couple people on here that are now stylists that I can check off my potential stylist or dream team list because they have joined in the past month or two. And so I recommend that when someone comes in your brain as a potential stylist, put them on a list somewhere, whether it's in your phone, in a notebook, whatever. So that way you never forget to come back to them and replant another seed or kind of follow up with them. But do any of my leaders want to talk a little bit about how to make a potential stylist list from like your VIP group members and VO orders or anything like that? Anyone want to talk about how they do theirs?
Hey, Rach. The first time that I made a dream team was this past summer whenever we did the June Enrolling Challenge. And it's been really fun to look back because some of those people are on my team as well. But I just added some people to my dream team who are even new people that I've come across that sometimes as a stylist, you just get this gut sense that there's just something about this person. It might be their excitement, their presence on social media, whatever it is. Sure. And it's okay to add them too. There's Olivia.
Yes, exactly. And so if you're wondering where to start, the first time that I ever made a potential stylist list, I just went into my VIP group and I went to my members and I started scrolling. And anyone that stood out to me as, yeah, that girl's obsessed with her nails, or that girl posts a lot of nail fees, or that girl's like Ashley Shorten was already just taking nail fees and showing all her friends and tagging me on Facebook and like making me money. And I'm like, girl, you're crazy, you're gonna join. And she thought, there's no way I could do this or be successful. And then here she is as senior director working toward execs. So good job, Ashley. So I offered that opportunity to her because I was like, you know, you're already like doing all this work for me and I love you for it, but you know, we could, you know, do this together. And so anyways, I start my VIP group. I go through the members. Another thing you can do in your VIP group is kind of go through who has shared nail fees in your group, because that is a really easy way to say, you know, you're already doing something that stylists do. You're taking pictures of your nails, especially the girls that make the graphics. Holy cow. When they go out of their way to spend time to make a graphic of their nails, but they're not selling them, like, really? That's silly. They need to be selling if they're going to spend time making like a multi-image graphic of their
Well,
nails.
and Rachel, just to hop on like and add to what you were saying about how, you know, like you approached me and were like, you're doing everything a stylist does. It did not cross my mind one time to be a stylist until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to remember, is that if we don't offer the opportunity to join, most people don't even think about it. I mean, I'm not a salesperson, so I would have never thought about joining until Rachel made the point, like, hey, you're doing everything, you know, that a stylist does. So I think just offering that opportunity to people is such a big step.
And it's planting a seed too. So when I first said that to you, Ashley, you weren't like, oh yeah, let's go sign up. You were like, that's okay. And so we did a party instead. And then, you know, it took you a while. But did it ever feel like I was trying to just gain something for me?
No, not at all. It was very much, I don't know, a lot of it was just side funny comments like, hey, yeah, thanks for the free advertisement. Hey, thanks. I just earned this much money off of you. And it was, you know, just
and
little
I use
comments
humor all the time with my girls. I reach out and send a voice clip. This is how I started the conversation with the girl in the mega party. She did the Baker's Dozen and she had just bought, I think the week before, and the week before I reached out in a voice clip and I literally said this, girlfriend, I think that you have a problem. And I was like, I think it's time for an intervention and I can help. And then I said, do you know how much you've spent on nails lately? I said, I was just silly. I was silly about it. And of course she laughed her butt off. And then she was like, I know, you're right. This is really dumb. I really need to think about joining. And so now we're really talking about her joining. Okay. So there's some questions. Holly says, how do we get our potentials over the initial cost of the box? I have girls who buy and I tell them that they buy a bunch, but the sticker shock of the box may make it like an immediate no. And then Nicole says she has a girl obsessed and wanted to reach out to her in the mega party. She said she just wants to support me. Okay, so let's start with Holly's question. The sticker shock. So what I like to do is I tell them, I calculate what they've just spent with me recently, and I say, you could have already bought the kit this many times. So sometimes they don't even realize, because when they buy one $10 set or 2 sets for $20, or they go online and place a buy 3 get 1 for not even $40, sometimes they don't realize how much it adds up. And that's one of the great things about our product, is that it's affordable. So people are like, heck yeah, I'll buy a $10 set. Heck yeah, I'll buy a $40 buy 3 get 1. That's how much I would have spent at the salon for one mani. So that's great in our favor. But sometimes, to me, it's really just going down to the math and letting them know how much they have spent. But I do sometimes, Holly, I have come to the conclusion that sometimes that's almost like an excuse. Sometimes I think girls have other fears. I think they're just scared of failure. They're scared to put themselves out there, but they don't want to really admit that, because that is kind of like admitting an insecurity. So that's what I've kind of seen. Heather and I were talking about this recently, that she has a girl that says she can't afford it, but then she has spent over the cost of the kit in the past month. And so she went and she told her that, and I forget how their conversation went. But to me, I told Heather, I think there's other insecurities or other doubts that we just need to, you don't be afraid to ask. Today, I straight up asked a girl, I said, are you still thinking about joining? And she said, yeah, my husband and I were just talking about it. And I said, can I ask what's holding you back? And I think that's when she just said, actually, my husband and I are talking about, I think I'm going to join tonight. And that was actually for one of my other girls, because we know, she just messaged me back. So that's why I didn't remember how she said it, because she hadn't messaged me back yet. So anyways, so yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about, but sometimes the sticker shock can be, a high price, but if you remind them everything they get, and it's, they already get 13 full sets and all the business supplies that they need, sometimes it reminds them that it's worth it. Even that bag, I mean, shoot, who doesn't want an embroidered bag?
Do you want me to break down the math that I did on the considering page too?
Oh yeah, sure. I remember seeing it. I can't comprehend it, so I just skimmed, and I was like, yeah, that sounds good.
So I mean, this was for this month specifically, but essentially, if you spend $150 on the kit, which is what it's a little under that with shipping and tax. And they have a $300 launch party, which is totally doable.
Mm-hmm.
They just got $75 back. So they spent $75 and they got 13 sets plus 8 sets this month, 6 next month. So for $75, if they have a $300 launch party, they really get somewhere between 19 and 21 sets for $75.
Jess, can you copy and paste that and put it in the chat group here, so that people like me who are listening and nope, not comprehending, but I believe you, can you possibly copy and paste that breakdown into the group chat here on the Zoom?
I definitely can, but the bottom line is $75 for 19 to 21 sets.
Gotcha. Love it. And then Jamie had something to chime in about the kit before we move on to Nicole's question.
Yeah, so one thing that I really appreciate about Color Street is that we never do one of those discounted kit things, for $30 you can join the team, or I'm giving kits, because I like how Color Street explains it as an investment.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it a little bit more serious. So I think when you explain it like that, and if we were just giving kits away and selling them for cheap, I feel like it would be more about recruiting and not about enrolling and sharing a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's about the investment, but also letting your new stylist know that now she's kind of sitting on a gold mine, because she's got this kit. She's got all these accent nails that she can turn around
and she paid for it, so she might as well do something with it.
Yeah, I call it the recycling system. My team knows this, but with your inventory, when you sell that and you recycle that money back into your business, you're benefiting because you're getting that commission. But I think people who are not a stylist sometimes don't understand how we earn money off of our inventory, and that kind of all comes down to the kit and explaining that you can keep investing that money right back into yourself and your business.
For sure. And then, okay, Holly, Jessica just put the breakdown in this Zoom chat here, if that helps. And then Jessica Cameron said, Nicole, I'm not passing up your question, but Jessica said I I know that we don't want to make it about me, but our goals are important. Michelle talked to me about being a stylist for a month. Michelle finally told me what her goal was and that she needed one more stylist to get there. And I said, sign me up, best decision. So that's totally, you know, a personal, hey, I'm on a Zoom, honey. Welcome home. I'm on a Zoom. He was singing songs at the dog already. Anyway, so that's totally something that you have to get a feel for with your customers. I personally, you know, if it is somebody that I guess know, like, that I'm close with, if I were to feel comfortable enough to say, like, hey, if you're going to do this, like, I do have this goal, let's do it this month, and we can both, you can get started, and I can hit my goal. But for me personally, I don't think I've ever said that out loud to somebody, because I do want it to be more about them. But Jessica, if you and Michelle were on that close of a relationship, then, and she felt comfortable sharing that with you, and you really wanted to help her, then that's awesome. But again, that just goes to creating relationships with your customers and with your hostesses and potential stylists, so you know what's going to be best in that type of situation. Hi there. And then was there something else about the box? Erica said, I have done other direct sales companies and the kit cost is really nothing compared to kits and other direct sales companies. For sure. I've seen kit costs. I mean, there are some companies that do have like a smaller kit cost, but I agree that in comparison to some, that it's really not that crazy. And then Nicole, let's go back to Nicole's question. I have a girl that's obsessed and wanted to reach out to her, but in the mega party, she said she just wants to support me. Would you still reach out? I hate to be annoying. So Nicole, I would still reach out. Like, obviously, and I say this to all of my potential stylists, I say, I love and I appreciate that you want to support me, but you could still support me, quote, support me on my team if you're worried about supporting me. But I remind them that it's really, it boils down to that what makes sense for them. And if they're really spending that much money, or if there's really, you know, great reasons why they would benefit, I still would reach out. Maybe not immediately, but if she said it in the mega party, like on that post, like, what number are you? I personally would still reach out, because she may not be thinking about all these other reasons that she may benefit from joining. And obviously you would still benefit from her joining as well. And depending on how that conversation goes, it may be beneficial to remind her that if she wants to support you, you know, she will still be supporting you if she joins your team, but that she would also be supporting her own obsession and obviously earning her own commissions, and she could be building her own business as well. Anything else about that topic, ladies, before we move on to what is our next topic?
Hey, I can share what I did with my last girl to help her earn the box back.
Who's talking? Hold on.
Lynette
Oh, hi, Lynette.
is.
Sorry, it like went
Hi.
off. Sure, go
No,
ahead.
you're fine. So my most recent new stylist signed up on January 7th, and she was on my list because she bought so many sets, and just her personality and her friends, I knew that she would do really well.
Mm-hmm.
So she finally signed up, and I had done a mystery pre-sale for the Valentine's Day sets.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her we can do something like that with your box.
Yeah.
So you can do like all 13, you can do 10, and she sold them for $10 a piece, I think. I can't remember what she decided, but she made the cost of her box back before it arrived, and she was able to book a party that way. So she was able to recoup the cost.
Awesome. I know, Erica, didn't you do the mystery box too, or sell your sets? A lot of girls are doing the sell your sets from your kit, which is awesome. And then even if you don't sell them ahead of time, you can still sell them when you get them. And like, I know that's what I did.
Rachel, do you remember our live unboxing?
So fun.
Of mine.
We should watch that soon. Yeah, Ashley and I went live together, and then when Lynette joined, Ashley, you and Lynette went live together and unboxed and showed the sets and sold them live there as well. And so that's always fun if you're local. And you know what? Now Facebook lets you, again, they used to in the past and they stopped, and now they let you again go on live and invite someone else to be part of the live. So even if you don't live in the same area, or you know you're uncomfortable with COVID, you can still hop on the live together to support one another, or you know, to help your new stylist through that. But But yeah, awesome ideas for making the kit cost back. So you can tell your potential stylist that you will help her to earn the money back from the kit. But if she's that obsessed, she's probably going to also want to keep some of them herself, but she'll also have a bunch of accent nails and, you know, an awesome bag and everything else. So anyway, so we talked about creating a potential stylist list and or a dream team. So we mentioned too with the dream team, it doesn't have to be someone that's obsessed with the product. It can be someone that, like Jamie had mentioned, just has a really great presence on social media, or like Latinette said, someone that has a great personality that you just think would be good at it. And you can add them to your dream team list and work on creating connections and you know, fostering a relationship with that person until you feel like it's the right time to offer the product to try or offer the opportunity. Jessica says she also has I also have my best friends on my dream team, even though they have no interest. I keep mentioning it to them because I want to have fun with them. Yes, because we are fun and we have lots of fun. So why wouldn't you want to offer that to your friends to come have some fun with us? And Jamie said, add all of your VIPs as friends. Yes, if you have not done that, you want your VIPs, and I think that might be on the list down somewhere, but you want them to be friends on Facebook so that they can see you as a person and not just the nail lady or the sales lady. But the more that they know you and get to like you and trust you as a person, they're going to be more likely to want to buy nails from you or host or join your team. But here's another thing that you can do too, ladies, other than just your VIP group. I've also gone to my VO and just looked at my orders, gone through orders, and then I realized, sometimes I don't even realize, oh man, that person buys more nails than I thought. And so sometimes I add to my dream team or my potential stylist list that way. And Jessica said that she signed up with her best friend and we're having so much fun. Yes, exactly. Ashley and Lynette and Erica and I, we all work in the same school. And before COVID, we could have seen each other more and it would be even more fun. But Ashley and Lynette and I used to be able to. But yeah, so it's so much fun doing it with friends, and we know that. So that's who we can find to reach out to. So make your list, add to it. Whenever you are reaching out to them, let's talk about what to say when you reach out to people. Post-COVID wine party, for sure. So for me, I always recommend voice clips because if you didn't know, if you start a voice clip and you decide I stumbled over my words or I said something dumb or embarrassing, you can pause it and delete it. I do it all the time. Except for, I don't think you can on Instagram because I tried it the other day for the first time on Insta and it just sent and I was like, oh, that's nice. But just sent a new one. But on Facebook, you can. So I always say voice clips are great because they can hear your voice and they can't read your message wrong. Whenever we type stuff up, sometimes, you know, people can take things one way or another, but when they hear your voice and they hear you being genuine and they hear the excitement in your voice or, you know, the humor in your voice or whatever, and they feel like it's you speaking to them, like on the phone, like a friend, I feel like they feel more comfortable and confident and trusting in you. So I personally do great voice clips. Plus, I just feel like I hate typing. You guys know I send voice clips all the time. But it can be as simple as, "Hey, have you ever thought about being a stylist?" Simple as that. If you're nervous about what to say to somebody, I want you to write down, "Have you ever thought about being a stylist?" Because chances are the answer is no. Kind of like how Ashley said, until I said something to her, she had not thought of it. She had not thought about it at all. These people are just like, I'm paying for affordable nails and, you know, starting to become obsessed and sometimes never even think about the possibility unless we bring it up to them. So when they say, oh, I just want to support you, or no, I don't think that'd be for me, tell them why. And I don't even wait. I always start with, hey, I just wanted to reach out because, and I tell them why I thought of them. So for example, a girl, one of my customers always posts her nails and shares them on her personal page. That's what a stylist does. So I immediately, when I saw her last one, I had to send her a voice clip and say, you know that you're already doing, you know, part of the work of what stylists do. We wear and share our nails. Have you ever thought about joining? And of course, her response is, I hate selling stuff. I hate parties. But you just made my day. She said, you just made my day by saying that. And she like loved my voice clip. And I said, well, I forget how I continued, but I know I ended by saying, well, if you ever change your mind, you know where to find me, because I think you'd be really good at it. And so I planted a seed, and she may not be on the team right now, but the more that she keeps buying from me and the more we interact on Facebook, the more fun she sees that I'm having with it, she may end up joining the team one day. So it's okay to be told no, but just as long as you don't, you know, run away and cry. Kind of like, have you guys heard the comparisons, or what's it called, like the metaphor with serving, about the dessert? Servers who offer dessert, if a table's too full and they say no, a server doesn't go running and crying and say, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed that I offered dessert and they didn't want it. You still offer it to the next table, because if you don't, they may not know that there's this awesome cheesecake that they're missing out on because you were just, you know, too upset that the table before said no. So if you haven't heard that, that was on, I think, a Connect the Dots once, when we first started with COVID. Nicole says, who cares? Tell her to do it. Oh, I missed something. My sister's one of the biggest customers, but her boss is a stylist and would have hard feelings if my sister joined. Who cares? Tell her to do it. A couple of my coworkers sell with me. Yeah. I get what you're saying, because her boss is a stylist, so she would want her to sign up under. But yeah, it's your sister, so she's your blood, so you have dibs. So yeah. But I think I remember having a conversation about this one before, because if people are really that focused on what other people think, then I mean, that's really sad. But that's when you can, you know, in your own personal sneak peek group, if you have one, which if you don't, we're going to recommend that you do, you can start posting quotes about, you know, whatever it is that they need to hear. Like, you know, about not worrying about what other people think. You know, there's always awesome quotes that you can find that can address whoever is in that potential stylist group, and whatever their fear or whatever's holding them back. So I know when I personally have someone in there that's thinking about joining, and I know the reason why or what's holding them back, I try to post something that's going to inspire them to break past that fear or whatever it is. But okay, going back to so you can reach out to people who post, who buy a lot of nails, post lots of nail fees, are excited about it, whatever reason. But tell them why that you think they'll be a good stylist, because maybe they never thought, oh, I didn't even know I had such great nail fees. And I know that, like, personally, when I see nail fees in like some of your ladies groups, I always comment, if it's a nail fee that I thought was a stylist nail fee, I always comment, oh my gosh, this nail fee is stylist status. And I reach out to the stylist and I'm like, whose nail fee is that? Or, you know, any time like that we can help each other out, like, hey, have you talked to this girl about joining or whatever? We always try to help each other out that way. But I always also send them a link to the considering group. If you don't have your own, you can send them the link to our personal considering group, because if they do decide they might want to learn more, then they have that group link there. If you wait for them to ask for more information, they might not. But if you just put that group link out there and they're like, oh yeah, I am curious, they can click join, and then they're going to be seeing all those posts. Danielle said, I was the same way. I didn't really think I would want to do direct sales again, but I love Color Street and being part of the team. Yeah, and Danielle, if I think Vanessa enrolled you, right, Danielle? If Vanessa hadn't, you know, planted those seeds or offered the opportunity, then you would never be here right now, right? So she shared that blessing with you, and so we're so glad to have you. All right. Anyone want to add anything else about who to reach out to, what you say, how you say it, what you talk about, anything about the potentials and like the offering of the opportunity initially? What do you put in the peekaboo?
I've not seen the peekaboo group.
Peekaboo group. Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm gonna start calling them that. What do you put in a peekaboo group? So, and that's on the list too. So basically, in your own sneak peekaboo group, you are gonna post as often as you want, without feeling spammy, because the only people that are in that group are people that are interested in learning about becoming a stylist. So that is why it's important to have it, and it's because it's coming from you. So the considering group that we have as a team is awesome, because they do get to see, oh, it's not just Rachel that is blessed by Color Street, and it's not just, you know, Jamie that, you know, preaches how awesome this opportunity is. It's all these people. But when someone joins, they join with you personally. So you want them to see all of the ways that you can help them and all of the things that it's doing for you. And you want them to be inspired and also seeing things every day from you. And to me, there's literally something to share every day. And if you feel like, oh, I'm struggling with what to post, go ahead and join one of your uplines peekaboo groups, and you can be in Sherry, you can join my peekaboo group, but I do ask that you interact on my stuff. If you join, it's called Behind the Scenes of Team Nail Bling Queens with Rachel Christine. So I can share that with you if you need the group, but if you search it, you'll find it. But every day I share at least, well, I'm not gonna lie, some days I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in a few days, but that's okay. But then other days I'll post twice. But there's always something, any of the F words, not the bad F words, but the free fingernails, the fun, the friendships, the flexibility, extra finances, faith in yourself. I think I forgot one. There's so many F's. But I always just kind of think about all the different F's. And even just like as simple as every Thursday, share that you got paid. Something as simple as that. Like, I love getting paid every Thursday. And so Lauren says, as a newer stylist, I'm wondering the benefit of a sneak peek group when you may only have 1 to 2 people in it rather than texting, calling, messaging. So Lauren, some of us leaders actually tried to avoid our own personal sneak peek groups for a long time. And it wasn't until last summer when we were on a Zoom with Aaron and Kelly, who are our national uplines, and they said, no, you guys have to do it. Just do it. You're not going to regret it. So Jamie and Heather and I were all on this call, and we were like, okay, we're going to do it. And it has been game changing. Like, for me, it's one of my favorite places to post every day, and we're in each other's groups too. So Lauren, if you're worried about being new, ask your enroller to join the group so that they can interact on it. And then also, like, for me, I'm in Heather and Jamie and all the other leaders that have their own personal sneak peek group, and we get inspiration from each other, or we'll steal a graphic from each other. And honestly, every day, Jamie's so consistent in hers. When I see her posting, I'm like, crap, I haven't posted yet. And it's almost like she's reminding me with her post that I need to post. And so it's like we help each other out that way. But then whenever I see her post, I give her a heart, a love, or if I have something to say, I'll comment back, and it helps boost it into their newsfeed for the algorithm. And so thanks, Lynette. So Lauren, even if there's only 1 or 2 people in it, you can add a few other people to help with interaction by asking an upline to be in it, but eventually you're going to have some more people in it. And even though you can text, call, whatever, this is a less spammy way to do it. It's, you can post in it, and it's not like, hey, I just wanted to call you to tell you that I got paid today and you could have gotten paid too. Or, text messaging someone like, hey, I got a free gift from my company today. That's annoying. That's spammy. But if you're just putting it out there to anyone, raising your hand about the sneak peek, Jamie, yeah, go ahead and don't raise your hand. I'm just unmute.
Well, I was just going to talk about when I started mine, I only had 1 potential stylist in the group, and then I had some teammates that had joined it. But one thing also about it, even if you don't even have any potentials right now and you're brand new, it's super good practice in writing business blessing posts, which I know that Rachel will talk about tonight. But sometimes, like, you can even look at what you've posted and find something that you think is really powerful and use that as a business blessing later down the road in your VIP group or on your personal wall. So it's kind of like a collection of your blessings, and you can kind of recycle them in different ways, but it just kind of really helps you. It's kind of like the same idea as having like your mock party. It's like a template for you to help in a lot of different areas as well.
And once someone does join that group, you can tag them in like a welcome post and say, just like in our regular team considering group, hi Livia, you can say, you can scroll back through this group and check out old posts to get some information. So if you've been posting for no one and someone joins, they have all of these things to go back through to look out for information. So I see reservations, like why you would have reservations, because many of us did too for a while, and now we're really thankful that it's there because we're planting seeds every single single day in the brains of all of the people that are thinking about joining but are just scared to or have reservations. And the more that we're planting a seed, just like a commercial, the more that you do anything, the more that you see anything, like for example, if you post a nail fee once a week in your story, someone might not buy right away, but after they've seen it every week for a month or two, then they may finally request a sample. So it's the same thing about the opportunity. And that's why, with commercials, when you see something on TV, like that freaking Geico commercial about the chocolate or something, do you guys know what I'm talking about? They're like dancing, the Geico commercial. No? They're dancing in the kitchen and they're like pouring chocolate and they're like singing chocolate. No? Okay. Well, I've been thinking about Geico a lot because I see that commercial all the time and it makes me laugh. So anyways, someone Google the Geico. What's the name of that song? It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but every time I see that commercial.
There it is.
What is it?
Scoop, there it is.
Yeah, Scoop, there it is. They're scooping ice cream, right?
My 5-year-old has been singing that all day.
Yeah, because every time it comes on, it gets your attention, and the first time you see it, you're like, what the heck was that? But then the second time you're like, oh, I remember seeing that. So it's just the same thing when we're planting seeds about the business. At first they may be like, what the heck is this? But then they see something else about it and they're like, oh, I remember she mentioned that like whenever else, like a week ago or yesterday or whatever. And so the more that it is in your brain, the more that you're gonna be interested. But anyways, thank you for that, Nicole, for helping me out because couldn't think of that. Anyways, okay, what else? Did I miss anything? Lynette said she can explain about, I told my new girl about stealing my customers. I don't know what you're talking about, Lynette. Stealing your customers?
Oh, no. Okay. So my new girl, I can turn my video off because I'm working on school stuff and who knows what my face looks like while I'm working on school stuff.
Oh, I see your face. I think it's beautiful. You and Ashley and your headphones are cracking me up.
Yeah, it's bedtime, so gotta keep quiet. But my newest stylist, when I called her on the phone to talk to her about signing up, she was worried that she was going to steal my customers because I have a lot of her friends in my VIP group. And I said, no. I said, no, because then I'm going to help you build your own business and then they're going to gravitate to you, which is good because then that's going to help me too. So I think if you don't have a pretty decent understanding of how the business structure is, then learn it, because then if their reservations are that they're going to hurt you by signing up because they think they're going to take people away from you, then you can explain to them how that will actually help you, because when they are successful, then you are successful.
Exactly. Yeah. And that obviously their friends and family that they brought to you, those are their people and you want them to buy from them, and they might still buy from both of you. I have that happen all the time. Sometimes they'll go all to them. It doesn't matter. But in the long run, building your team is going to make you way more money than busting your butt to sell $12 nail strips. I mean, these are really affordable. So you're not going to make nearly as much money as if you end up growing a large team and, supporting them and making, a team bonus. And then Jamie says, people have to agree to join your sneak peek group. So they have given you permission to be a billboard. Exactly. They are there to creep. They are there because they want to know what this is about. So you need to have that sneak peek group to give them what it is that they're looking for. And so a great place to start is our team considering group. Yeah. But to me, there's always more that I want to share, and I want to make sure that every single day they're getting something. And we're being better now about scheduling in the considering group. Like this past week, thank you to everybody that signed up to do a post in the group to help out, so that we're trying to make sure every day there's something there. But sometimes there's not something there, and if it's never coming from you, it's going to be so much more impactful for your potentials to see it coming from you than from another bunch of people that they're not really signing up with. Although it is still helpful. Okay, anything else about, what are we talking about? Considering group. Oh, we kind of see, this is what we're doing. We're kind of hopping around from one place to another, because we were talking about what we say to potential stylists, and I said send them the link to the considering group. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is sharing business blessings with a call to action. And it doesn't say, I guess I should have specified this should be a weekly thing. So maybe I'll add that in the notes. But leaders, anybody want to share about business blessing posts with call to action to join a considering group? It's pretty simple. You just put out there some kind of blessing, something that happened that, you know, that you're thankful for the business. And so a lot of us use Thankful Thursday, or I like to do Sunday blessings. So I just did a Sunday blessings one today, and it was really even more, it wasn't even about me, it was about Heather. So first of all, Glam Nail Gals, if you are on Heather Lauderdale's team, congratulations, because y'all just became a $1 million team, and that's like huge. So congratulations. And so my Sunday blessing was the friendship that I've developed with her. And it was also a congratulating her and her team. So a lot of times your business blessing doesn't even have to be about you. It doesn't have to be about making money. It can be any of those F words. So again, all the F's: free fingernails, fun, friendships, flexibility, faith in yourself, extra finances. I feel like there's another one I keep forgetting. Flexibility, did I say that? But then, Jamie, you have something to add?
Yeah. I was rewatching Julie Cruz's 5 baby steps to recruiting today. And one thing that she talked about with your business blessings is that you want to speak to the teammate that you're hoping joins you. So if you're a working mom and you're doing Color Street, then sometimes your business blessings should be structured in a way that you might attract what you're hoping to have on your team, or the type of stylist that you would like to have. So like as a busy mama and a working mama, that's something that I could talk about in my business blessing, and it might reach out to other people who are in the same shoes. Or if I'm a stay-at-home mom, or if I'm single and I'm doing this for whatever reason. So make it very specific to what's going on. You'll attract kind of what you put out there. It's almost like you're writing that post just for that person to see.
Yes, exactly. 100%. So with business blessings, guys, if you're unsure of what to write, if you are uncomfortable with it, I promise it gets easier. I love writing business blessings, but I don't know if I'm just like a nerdy writer. Like I have always kind of been into that. But I don't know. I think it gets easier. And I think that the more that you see it and the more you see it done, the more that you'll get used to it. So if you have a hard time with it, know that that's totally normal, but I would get into someone else's personal sneak peek group. And also whenever you see, especially like on a Thursday evening, Thankful Thursday post, I would pay attention to anytime you see a business blessing, if you read a business blessing of a teammate, or maybe someone else in another direct sales company, at any time, save it. And whenever you're like, I don't know, how to structure it or what to write or whatever, just read back through one and maybe get some inspiration that way. But honestly, as long as you just speak from the heart, just like if we were sitting down right here and I were to say, okay, explain to me something that you're thankful for today with Color Street. Just say it the way that you would say it to a friend, or how you would tell your significant other, or your mom, or your dog, whatever. Just say it, get the words out. That's all you got to worry about. But you want to always end it with a call to action. So you don't want to just leave someone with, oh my gosh, look at all these fun things, and then they're like, woohoo, good job for you. No, you want to end it with something that they turn around and plant a seed in their brain about, oh, well, maybe that could be me too. And so you want to leave them with something where they can learn more. Vanessa's dang peekaboo group is how I ended up here. Yeah, and I love that we're calling them the peekaboo groups now. That's never gonna stop. I love it. So fun. But yeah, and I already just lost my train of thought. What was I just saying? Business blessings, peekaboo groups. I forgot. Does anyone remember what I was saying? Must not have been that important. Oh, and end it with a call to action to a group, whether it's our team considering group, and tag it, or copy and paste the group. Say, if you'd like to learn more about what I do, or how you could do it too, or if you're interested in, learning more, whatever, however you want to say it, always end it with a group that they can join, so that that they are interested. Or you can even end it with you can end it with something like, shoot me a message, but I feel like that's so much more intimidating, because people feel like if they have to send you a message to ask you about something, you're going to start spamming them with all the stuff. But if they just click join a group, that is so much pressure, that's more pressure free, less pressure, for them to just creep. right? To just snoop around. So that's why we recommend doing that with your business blessings. And then also keep in mind where you share your business blessings. It can be not just on Facebook, not just a post, it can be in your stories. So today, Jamie and I were talking about Instagram because she just finally is getting on there and trying to, do some more stuff on there. And that's awesome. A year ago, I was just getting started on Instagram, and now I'm consistent every day with when I post a story, I post it on Instagram, and it immediately goes to my personal Facebook story. And Jessica said stories and personal page has been really useful for me. Yeah, because we reach so many more people. If you keep everything in your VIP group only, there's only so many people in there. But if you have your stories for everyone who you're encounter with or your Facebook friends are, or like if you're brave enough and feel comfortable enough to have a public personal profile, which a lot of people have reservations about that, but I know that that's what's best for my business. So I have a public profile, and you can change settings like when you do a certain post. If you have your kids in a post, if you don't want strangers to see that, you can set that to like friends only. But yeah, whenever you post on your personal page, instead of just your VIP group, if you post on another platform like Instagram, Snapchat, whatever else that you use, you're going to blast it out to more people and plant more seeds. Jamie said, from what I understand, stories give more of the backstory and behind the scenes of your post. And Jessica says, I used to stay in my VIP group all the time, but I've started mixing in sometimes with the personal page. And shout out to Jessica. She just went live on her personal page for the first time today with a live application. And I don't know what else you did, Jessica, on there because I had to hop off. But I was tempted to say hi when I was writing my paper when I saw you were on. But that's awesome. It takes a lot of courage to do that. And the more you do it, the more comfortable that you will be. I try to go live on my personal page once a week to once every 2 weeks. And I do a live application or something else that has nothing to do with Color Street, like talk about something like show my FabFitFun box or my meals from my new Freshly kit or something goofy. Angie's trying to use her story more. Business blessing plug on your live. You did some business blessings, Jessica.
I just did like a little plug for if you're interested in a side hustle, hit me up and stuff like that.
I'll have to go back and watch. I'm excited. Good job. And then Jamie said going live on your personal page is crucial for sure. So that's where you can do your blessings and where to share and how and all the stuff. So going down the list, and I think some of these other ones might be a little bit quicker. The next one is interacting on posts in the considering groups to boost them into potential stylist news feeds, and you can tag them occasionally in a post that may apply to them. So if you are like feeling like you just need to get some energy going somewhere, like something, like if you just feel like, okay, everything's dead and I really need some like action happening, if you go into our considering group or even to your own, if you have other stylists in there supporting you, if you comment on something, it's going to help boost it into the news feed of your potentials or anyone in that whole group. And remember too, in our team considering group, guys, your own teammates also probably have potentials in there. So when you are active in that group, or anyone's active in that group at all, when posts are boosted, chances are the potential stylists of your teammates are going to see it. And then when your teammates enroll, your team grows as well. So just keep those things in mind too, that in our larger team considering group, that's why that can be helpful. But if you see a post ever that you think someone needs to hear, like if you know that someone is nervous about failure and someone posts about how she was scared about failure and how her team helped her through her fears and helped her to be successful, that's something that you would want to tag your potential stylist in and say, hey, I thought that this might be something that you'd be interested in reading, or tag them and say whatever it is that you want to say to them. But that's helpful as well. And again, guys, feel free to chime in at any time, or add on. Follow up with potential stylists that you've reached out to in the past to see if they're still interested, and mention a reason why you're reaching out. So that's why you have that potential stylist list. So there's some girls that I haven't talked to in months about because I really don't think they're interested in the opportunity anymore, but I never follow up again. I always, whenever we have a workshop, I will go into that list and I will message those girls and say, hey, in case you're still interested, just want to make sure you know that we have a workshop going on tomorrow night in our considering group. I send them the link in that message so that it's right there. And then, if they're interested, they're going to click on it and check it out. But don't forget about following up. Following up is crucial. Right now the January hostess exclusive set is a great reason to follow up, like, hey, just wanted to see if you were still interested in joining. We have this awesome January hostess exclusive set, and if you were to join this week, I'd love to help you with a launch party, and if we can get it to the qualifying amount, then you could also earn these 2 sets in addition to your commission and hostess rewards, yada yada. Or anytime we have our workshop, always making sure that you remind your potential stylist personally and send them the link and just make sure they know that it's going on. I had put this time frame to 1 hour. Is it going to kick us off in 1 minute, or do I have to change something? No? Okay, cool. That's awesome. And okay, moving on, going live on your personal page and in your VIP group. Okay, so this was what, Jess, I think you were going to talk about. So hold on, wait. Sharing business blessing with a call to action. Maybe that was the giveaway.
Yeah, I did a live giveaway thing.
Yeah, so I guess what I said, I know what it was. The first post was just about like doing a business blessing post, but then the second one here is going live and sharing business blessing, kind of like how you did today, Jessica. But another way to do that is to share or get people to ask is by doing some kind of giveaway with it. So either a post where I know, Jamie, the other night in your girls' night in, you did a post that said something about, have you ever thought about being a stylist? Have you ever dreamt of being a stylist? Jamie, what was your post? Have you ever dreamed of being a stylist? Ask me a question. I forget. It was cute.
Yeah, I took it out of the Phoenix graphics, like how they have the blank for the girls' night in. And I just put it in there, and I do a girls' night in once a month in my group because it seems like that's what works the best for my ladies. But they know they've got to comment on everything to be able to win. And I think that's what I said, because the theme was slumber party. So I said, have you ever dreamt of becoming a stylist? And there were some really good questions that they were asking on there. But there's been times too that I posted something like that and have been like totally straight up ghosted.
Yeah.
But that's just like when you have to get some grit and just try again.
100%. Yeah, I've totally had crickets on stuff like that before too. But then other times I've had really great questions. So you never know what you're gonna get. But
One of the girls. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you to pipe in.
Oh, cool. Well, I'll share that after this. But one of the girls on my team also had like if you had your own color street support group, what would you call it? And so I posted it on my page and it didn't go super well, but I had one girl comment and she's been on, like, I've been eyeing her for a while, but she's told me no 12 times now.
What?
I said she's told me no about 12 times now.
That's okay. 13 sometimes is the charm. I'm looking for the graphic. I think I saved it.
But if you do any kind of like Win It Wednesday, Thrifty Thursday, anything like that, you could put something like that in there to kind of plant seeds. Oh yeah, that.
And you had your own Color Street Biz. I can't read backwards. So all it says is something about what would you call it. So it gets them to start like thinking, ooh, what would I call my VIP page? And that's fun.
But the live that I did as like a game, it was kind of fun. I gave away a lot and I didn't get anyone to enroll that night. But I kind of just keep remembering that it's planting seeds. And I did have somebody message me after and say, hey, I'm probably going to enroll at some point just for my own discount, but not yet. So, it made her be like, okay, I know all this stuff.
So you know that the planting seeds is working because someone showed you and proved to you it was working. Yep.
Yeah. So what I did, I just like had colorful note cards And then I did 1 through 30. This is the only one I haven't thrown away. And on the back of them, so I had a number, and then on the back I had a prize. So this is just 1, 2, Z. And I put like a sad face on some of them that were just 1, 2, Z, which made it kind of funny because then I'd like hold it up and be like, 1, 2, Z, sorry, but you got something. So they knew coming in that the least they would get is 1, 2, Z for every question that they asked about the business. So it was really simple. You know, they ask a question about the business, I respond, they get prizes. And so it was just fun. I gave away everything I could mail in a regular envelope. That was something that I like had in my head too, because I don't have pirate ship and I hate going to the post office.
I have pirate ship and I still hate packing stuff and spending $2.50 to $3. So.
Right? Especially when it's like something teeny tiny, like not a glass nail file, but like a cuticle pusher. Yeah. Like I don't want to spend $3 to mail a cuticle pusher.
That's like the price of the cuticle pusher.
Huh?
The shipping would be like 6 times the price of the rubber.
Right. But anyway, yeah, it was super easy. I let them know, like I enticed them in by saying that I had 2 full sets in there. I had a thrifty set and I had a few other prizes that were more than twosies. I did have some like 4 twosies, 2 twosies and earrings, stuff like that, and just went live. And I was really nervous because I'm the one that kind of sometimes feels dirty pushing the business. And so I was nervous about that, but it actually became fun because it was like just answering their genuine questions and then letting them know what they want.
Yeah, perfect. Love it. All right, where are we now? Following up, going live, doing a giveaway. One of them says send a personal invitation to your potential stylist to join our Team Zoom opportunity call, which is tomorrow night, January 25th. So we have done this before. I have hosted this for our team before, where we invite potential stylists onto our Zoom to ask and answer, for us to answer questions. One time we did it as a bingo. One time we just invited them on and I like showed what's in a starter kit, and we just kind of had different people share different things of all the F words that we went through. And then anyways, Kelly France is hosting one tomorrow, and I've been on some of hers, which is how I was inspired to do one for our team. But she is hosting one tomorrow night, and I will be finishing my paper, so I will not be hosting one tomorrow. So we are all on Team Nailed It though. So in Team Nailed It, she has the details about it. So you could send a personal invitation to all of your potential stylists. Just send them the Zoom link in a personal message. I don't recommend posting it on social media. Kelly says that everyone has like 2 to 3 invites. So, I mean, I guess you would want to choose your 2 to 3 or 3, I guess, top 3 people that you think might want to go. Or you can say in your VIP group, like Motivational Monday or Monday Motivation, have you ever thought about being a stylist? My national upline is hosting a Zoom call tonight. Let me know if you'd like the link to check it out, pressure free, something like that. Nicole says, what do you do when you've been ghosted? I have a girl that has been interested in joining since I started. She's gone back and forth and told me she would sign up at the end of December, but didn't. I sent a voice clip and nothing. Should I reach back out? Nicole, I always just kind of give them time. And Jessica said, don't take it personal. Good. Give her time. Yes. And then circle back. Yep. But did have folks that said that and then joined something else. Well, if it happens. And then so you did what you can, in my opinion, circle back or with the Zoom call, because there's and there's a what? Personal? There's a what?
I was just saying there's like an opportunity, like, hey, I know you were thinking about joining. Sometimes timing or like life just gets in the way. Just wanted to let you know that there's this Zoom call tomorrow if you're interested.
Yes, 100%. And that sounds, in zero way does that sound spammy at all. That, to me, I know that I've had stylists, because when I was on Enrolling panel last February at Leader Summit, I asked my personal enrollees why they joined my team, and a lot of them said that they appreciated that I didn't forget about them, because a lot of them said no for months, but I would always circle back to them and just say, just exactly like you said, Jessica, in case you're still interested, here is where you can learn more. And I would send them the group, the considering group link. And so that is not spammy at all. So yeah, I agree. Just give her some time and then circle back and make sure that you're doing your job. Jamie, what were we talking about the other day about doing our job? It was about following up, even if you're feeling like you have to barf, do it anyway, because if you hadn't followed up, you have a brand new stylist that just joined because you followed up even though you felt like you were about to barf doing it, right?
Yeah, and she's on this call.
But yeah, do it scared, and just know that if you do your part, if you plant the seeds and put it out there, you're doing what you need to do. Another thing that I will say that Kelly France always says, and that I've only done it actually with a few stylists, Jessica, you're one of them. Kelly always says, get your potentials on the phone. So now personally, I always give them my phone number. Hi, Livia. I give them my phone number and say, are you free to chat tonight or tomorrow, whenever, for a few minutes to talk about whatever questions that you still may have. And that way they have my number. And I even say, you can text me if you would like, because some of them are, again, just nervous about, like, if they don't want to get stuck in something or like cornered in or something. And they're just nervous to, like, I don't know, feel pressured. So I do give them my number now, always, and I do ask if they are free to chat on the phone. And Kelly says that 99% of the time that she gets on the phone with people, they talk themselves into it. And it's almost like they have reservations and they need someone to make them, feel at ease about them. For me, when I've had girls like Jessica who have said, I want to talk to you, I have questions. And Heather did the same. Heather, I remember I was on the phone with her for 30 minutes or so. Jessica, we were more like an hour and a half. But you guys joined, right? So if you offer to chat on the phone, it may help, push their fears aside.
I didn't think I was going to when you hung up.
What?
I said, even though you didn't think I was going to when you hung up.
No, I was like, this girl has way too many, like, you were so like, well, what about this? And you kind of, like, your tone was just like, well, what about this? It's like, you kept having these, like, well, what if this? And and I just be like, well, here's how it is, take it or leave it. And then you joined, what, maybe a few days later?
Yeah, I thought it was like this like, I was like, oh my God, it's a pyramid scheme. I have to sign a contract. They're going to take my life away. I had never done anything like it before and thought it was like this, like, serious, like,
I read every single word.
Roped into something. And
so I did read everything. And then Jamie here says, I read nothing. For me, it took me days just to get through the paperwork because I wanted to make sure. Lauren says, I definitely talked myself into it when I spoke with my enroller about the business. So yes, offer to do a phone call. So another thing you can share with them is, I know that like tomorrow night, Kelly is doing the Zoom opportunity call. She will record that to share. I believe I shared the recording from June Enrolling Zoom that we did, and I think your senior directors have that in their posts. And it's funny to watch now because when you go back and look at old stuff and we talk about, like, oh, I'm a whatever rank, and then or whatever stats are, then it's just funny to think about. Especially, it's awesome to see the growth. But yeah, there's one of those that you can share with your potential stylist, like, hey, in case you're still interested in learning about the business, I wanted to let you know that here's a recording that you can check out with some info about the business. It was kind of like a Q&A thing. So that is on the feed, I believe, in the notes for the post that your senior directors did that we've been referencing that says final push. Callie's laughing at us. And then Angie says, it took me a year to get one of my dream team to join, and she's almost hit her second jumpstart in 30 days. Yeah, that's awesome, Angie. yeah, she's doing amazing. And so I'm, like I had mentioned, I've had a girl on my dream team that I didn't even know yet, and she's supposed to be signing up tonight, and she's been on my dream team for a year. So those are really exciting when you know that you've been, I don't want to say, I don't want to say like working on them, but really working to establish those relationships and you know, planting those seeds so that they see what they could be benefiting from, and when they finally join, it's so awesome to see. Was someone about to say something else? I heard an echo. No. Okay, just a couple more and then we'll wrap it up. There's a couple live trainings. Well, they're not live anymore. There's a couple trainings in our team group in Nail Bling Queens. One I did with Heather on growing your team through social media. And Heather and I also did the same training in Amanda Yoakum. She's another executive group in her team. She has I think her team's like twice as big as Erin's. If you ever see Erin posting with another girl, a lot, like she just posted about her and another girl for Punta Cana, that's who I'm talking about. That's Amanda Yoakum. She's really sweet. So Heather and I did this training in Amanda Yoakum's team group for like 4,000 or 5,000 stylists, and then we also did it for Boss Beauties, who work with women on social media to grow their businesses. So that's one that you can watch if you're interested. And then Jamie did one too. About how to be a natural enroller. So those are also in Nail Bling Queen. So just letting you know those are there if you would like to check those out. And if you need someone to tag you in it, if you can't find it, just let us know. And then a couple other things. There's always more trainings that you can watch and rewatch, even if you've already watched them. So like Jamie today was rewatching Julie Cruz's recruiting baby steps. I've watched that so many times and I still can't even remember the baby steps because I guess I have a bad memory. So I always love to rewatch trainings. And in the app, there's team building trainings and videos that you can do. Callie said it was all love, not laughing at you. Jamie and her, I read nothing. Give me a discount. Okay, so other trainings that you can check out there. Then also, I just want to stress again, because it's a bullet point on here, don't be afraid to create your own personal considering group. If you're nervous about it, ask your upline to join it, or ask a couple of your sideline sisters to join it, and ask to join an uplines group. Again, you guys are all welcome to be in my personal considering group behind the scenes of Team Nail Bling Queens with Rachel Christine. Again, I just ask that you please be interactive so it doesn't hurt my algorithm. So if you see a post, just give it a heart or comment sometimes. And that's Jessica said that's something I'd like to tackle this month. I promise it sounds like a lot and like it sounds like, oh, just another thing to take care of, but it really has become, I know for me, and I know Jamie and I talk about it all the time, it's not just for me my favorite place to post because I love to share the blessings and I love to scroll back and look at them as well too. They're kind of like almost like an album of memories, but it's also just it's been a huge game changer, really helpful for our recruiting since we did it. And Callie said you finally just did that, you think it's going to be a good hit. Good. Yeah, so if you are scared, do it scared, ask someone to join it, and ask to join one of ours, so that way you can get inspiration and you can take ideas from it. You can always use graphics that I share, but you'll always want to make it obviously fit you and what makes sense in your own considering group. A couple other things. We already talked about adding your VIP members as friends, app trainings. Don't forget to follow up again with your peeps. And then the last thing I wanted to share is Kelly France's recruiting checklist. I have this printed and near my desk, like behind my desk in my office. It looks like this. It says #TeamNailedIt recruiting action checklist. It is also linked with the post, I think it's the very last thing. So this is a great place to start, that you can always be like, if you're feeling like I'm not enrolling or am I doing the right things, if you go back to it, then and you go back to it often, then it will help you to stay consistent in doing all the things for recruiting or enrolling. Callie said yes, finally just did that. Oh wait, I already read that. Oh, she just said yes. Ooh. So things like defining your why, because if you have a strong why, it's going to help you be motivated to do all the things. She has a bunch of ideas about sharing business blessings, how to increase your network, talking up your team. So an example of that would be my post today that I shared earlier with Heather. Ask 10. So have you messaged, texted or messaged 10 people about the opportunity this week or month? Selling nails. Obviously, the more nails we put on people, the more people we're going to reach, which is why nail bars always important. We have to expand our network with parties every month. Sending samples, obviously putting samples on people. If they fall in love with it, they're going to be a potential stylist. Calling prospects, following up. And one thing we have not yet talked about, and the last thing on her list, and that's the last thing that we were going to talk about, is reading personal development, either an audiobook or a book of I always say professional. Personal development book or audiobook at least 10 minutes a day is going to help you, she says, eliminate excuses, fears, and insecurities. So anything at all. I know for me, I always read a devotional every day. 4 of us, my little team, are going to do one, like a personal development book or podcast or something, like a little, like a book club or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Jessica Cameron may, because she's doing it too. Are you?
There are so many good ones, and Ashley Short talked about some of them in the mega party in her little bedtime story. But yeah, there's so many good ones. And one good one that I'd recommend is called "You're a Badass." She tells you like it is. I mean, she's gonna cuss a little bit, but she's gonna tell you how it is and make you feel like a badass. And I personally love it. I have her calendar, her daily calendar, so every day I pull off one of the things, and it tells me a little bit about how or why I'm a badass, and that makes me feel good. And yeah, I don't know if Jessica's still on here to tell us what it is. Anyone have any suggestions on personal development books that they have read? If you're into reading like Christian type stuff, 100 Days to Brave, I had actually mentioned that in the mega party. That one is like, it takes kind of like like Bible verses and kind of incorporates it into you being brave in your own life. Happiness Hunter podcast. Happiness Hunter, I like it. So yeah, there's so many personal development books. Anything by Brené Brown. Go for No is good. Hung by the Tongue, Power of Self-Talk, The Go-Getter. I like it. Very nice. Get Over Your Damn Self. Yes. Brené Brown. The bottom.
Whatever we're reading is by Brené Brown. It has something with fear in the title.
Oh, yeah, anything getting over fear is going to be helpful. Uninvited. Yeah, so if you need ideas, look in the chat here. Andrea, you were going to share something, Andrea, about, I kind of skipped over just because of time, about creating relationships with your VIPs. Andrea, did you want to share something about how that has helped you with recruiting? I know that you had said you would volunteer to chat.
Yeah, sure. No, I think you covered it. I mean, really, this business is all about balance, and it's very important that they see us as a real person, as you talked about, and that we're not selling all the time, right? That we actually pop in and check in on them. So it goes back to that saying, like, people only care like about what you know if they know how much you care. So if you pop in and check in on them. I've had some of my customers who've gone through like major surgeries, so like I've popped into their chats, just checking in on them, and I mean, some are good customers, but that doesn't matter, it's beside the point. So just being a real person
creating and fostering those relationships. And that's why too, in our VIP groups, we always say, remember the acronym VIP. It should not just be your VIP group should not just be you're posting restocks every day and you're sharing nails. It should also be not just volume posts, which that's what those are, but interactive posts that are fun, where you're asking their opinions, they're sharing things about their own life, or even just funny stuff. Like today, Jessica, your Where's Bernie thing was so funny. That was my interactive post today. And then personal posts, showing your face. They have to see your face. That your face is your brand. To me, my face and my dog's face are my brand. They know if you are in Nail Bling with Rachel Christine, you see Kaiser. King Kaiser is like there all the time, almost as much as me. So they have to see your face. They have to know about your personal life and what, who you are and what you got going on. Today, my personal post was, again, Jessica, the pictures that you put Bernie in with all of our teammates. And so that was also planting a seed, because I shared it to my personal sneak peek group and said, just a little, what did I say? Just a little example of how much fun our team is, because we have a teammate that, you know, made memes with, with us. But then it was also pictures of us like doing dream boards at my house and like, you know, together, you know, showing people that we actually like get together, at least, you know, pre-COVID, but, you know, some of us still did recently in a small group. So that was fun. But anyway, so does anyone else have anything else to add about questions about enrolling, advice, something that's worked for you, something about how you have gotten past a fear of something, anything at all? Any words of inspiration to leave us with?
I'll just throw in, and I mean, I was hoping to get another recruit this month because of Punta Cana, but I can definitely say one of the things that I've learned through doing this is that like it can't be on our timeline.
Mm-hmm.
It has to like fit with whoever's life is signing up. And it really is like if you watch Jamie's video, it really is just that consistency of business blessings and like consistently showing up in your page and like having fun, and eventually people will come to you. Like, yes, you do poke them and like say like, hey, I think you'd be great at this, and let them know, so that if they haven't thought about it, or if they just don't have the confidence to do it, they know that you're in their court. But like it also like there's a handful of people that I messaged this month because I was like, oh my God, I could almost get this trip. And again, like it reminded me it's not on my time frame. So like I have a couple of ladies who are like, yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it. Just right now, that seems overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And if I push them to do it right now, I don't think they'd be as successful.
Yes, you want to keep that in mind too, is when it's the wrong time for someone, it's not going to benefit you, because it's not going to benefit them either. Because if it's the wrong time, then they're not going to be able to put into it what they need to get the success out of it. And so that is a huge reminder too, that sometimes we just have people that drag their feet, not because like actually my most recent enrollee, she joined 2 weeks ago. She had been talking about it since September, I think. And then she got married, and then she bought a house. Well, those are huge things. And I probably wouldn't have signed up to sell nail polish if I was getting married and then buying a house either. But then she finally said, you know, because I asked her, I said, what made you finally join? And she said, I just finally had the time. Of things slowed down. So yeah, that's a great thing to keep in mind too. And also now, Jessica, that I'm thinking about the fact that I never planted seeds with you. You came to me. I want to remind you too that if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't make it known that you're a stylist on your personal page, if you don't share those blessings, then when someone does get a set of nails on their hands from their friend's bachelorette party, they're not going to think of you and ask you questions. That's really what happened with Jessica. Jessica's friends with my sister-in-law, and I sent a set of flamingo nails before they retired on her bachelorette party, because I was sick in the hospital with a bladder infection that night. So I still sent the nails so everyone could have fun. And Jessica, I guess, I don't know, had you seen me post about stuff? Is that how you knew? Or was it like Allie was like, oh, these are from Rachel? Or I would assume that you had seen something on my page about it.
I think it was a mix of both. I think it's that like marketing that you were talking about, where I didn't pay any attention to it until like it kind of all collided, where I got invited to the party, learned about it a little bit, tried a sample, saw that you also sold it, then you sent a set, I slapped it on my fingers, thought holy shit, and then reached out.
So anyways, I just wanted to say that Jessica reminded me that she was not a customer of mine. She was not someone on my list of potential stylists because she hadn't tried it. And I think we had just recently became Facebook friends, like through Allie, through my sister-in-law. So I didn't really know her much yet. But because I put myself out there and I was brave enough to let people know that I'm, in this nail biz, that I love it, she remembered me. She thought of me to come to, not just as a stylist, but someone that would be someone that she could, trust in to enroll with and be successful if it's right for her. So thanks, girlfriend. Glad you reached out a year and a half ago. So, so yeah, I guess that covers everything. And unless anyone else has some words, Jamie Seuss, you want to end us with a quote?
I don't have any quotes, but I think the biggest thing, and everybody's already said it, is just the consistency. But that doesn't mean consistency with the business blessings and stuff. It just means like showing up every single day in your VIP group and incorporating those business blessings. But I don't think that the enrolling comes unless those pieces are in place for your business. So if you're new, that's the first place to start, is just to have like a consistent scheduling routine,
and you talk
because business blessings are going to make a lot more sense. And another thing I think too is like, if you're not someone that social media is like very important to your personal life, like making sure that that's something that you work on as far as your business goes too, building your brand, because when you get to the point where you do sprinkle in your color streak, it's a lot more natural than if you never like post a picture of you or your family or your dog, and then all of a sudden you're showing up about color streak. It's just not as natural. So consistency is everything. And I think that that's kind of how you become just a natural enroller or somebody that people are drawn to.
And you talk about all that, right, in the video in the team group, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It's been a while since I've seen it. All right. Well, I appreciate all you ladies being here, and you're already obviously doing some of the right things to take that step in the right direction. Just showing up and being here, listening to advice and things that have worked for people who have been successful in enrolling. Or I mean, even if you have only enrolled a few people, that doesn't mean that you're bad at enrolling. I hear that sometimes I suck at enrolling or recruiting, and I don't think that's a thing. I think that we all have dry spells. Honestly, like there's been months that I haven't enrolled, and that's okay. I just keep at it, and it pays off. So all right, well, I'll let you ladies go, and I will share the recording, and be sure to check out all of these things on your senior director's team page to be entered to win a Kate Spade purse. Again, the post looks like this, and then each of the tasks that you do, if you screenshot whatever it says and put it in the post, then it'll enter you to win a Kate Spade. All right. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. And holler when you have questions or concerns. Happy enrolling. Bye.